Hey team, I am taking a break right quick and from painting our bonus room. It's a little bit of a disaster, so hopefully you guys can't see that disaster right now. But one of the things that I wanted to talk to, especially after the rocky October that we had, for those of you that have been in it a while, you know that that's typically not our typical month. So we had some back office issues, but I think probably 95% of it has been resolved. And now it's just time to learn the back office. And I'll make a video about that another day. I've already posted one that another enrolled had made for her team. But today, I just really wanted to talk about growing a healthy team, because having a healthy team is what's going to, help you grow and be sustainable for your future with Plexus. So give me just a second. I've got all my notes written down. I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget anything. I'm just going to go over a little bit with you of what not only I've learned from watching others in this company succeed, but even in my own journey, what I've learned about creating a healthy environment and growing a healthy team, and really the duplication process. And so one thing I want to talk about is if something's not healthy, maybe it's like a virus, what would cause that virus, or what would cause you to get sick, and how do you keep it away? Well, it's kind of like that in our business. If something is causing you to not succeed, what is it that's causing you to not succeed? One of the number one things people quit for is the lack of belief in their products, the company, but most importantly, themselves. And really, I think it's because they haven't invested enough time into believing in the products, reaching out those testimonies, or searching out those testimonies. Or maybe they haven't had like this huge victory. But it doesn't matter if you have a huge victory. If somebody else has a huge victory, then you should be able to know that the products work. I mean, my victory, losing 15 pounds, that's not huge compared to my cousin who's lost 45. But I've still used my own victories to be successful. So I really think investing the time into believing in the products in the company, really understanding the compensation plan, and just really believing in yourself that you can do it. It's up to you. So you need to repeat, it's up to me to make my business grow. It's up to me to be successful. It doesn't happen overnight. It might not happen today, tomorrow, next month, but if you consistently work every day in this business, even if it's just 20 or 30 minutes a day, or maybe it is 1 to 2 hours a day, whatever you do is going to become duplicatable to your team. If I'm not doing it and being successful, others will see that, and they won't do it. But if I'm doing it and I'm being successful, whatever I'm doing, then other people are going to do it. It's monkey see, monkey do. That's basically how this works. So are you doing what you want your team to do? I know that's a really tough question to ask yourself, but I do know for a long time I wasn't doing it. I wasn't having sip and sees. I wasn't putting myself out there like that. We all have different ways to work our business. And for me personally, a lot of it was just doing small lunches and stuff like that, meeting with potentials that way. But one thing I started realizing is sip and sees really aren't that hard. Thank you, buddy. And so that's one thing that I've personally been working on. If I'm going to preach to you guys something that I want duplicated, then I need to be doing it myself. Talking about the belief, it does plugging in with your team to weekly calls, to Zoom trainings, to going to events, having launch parties, being involved on team pages. That's what builds belief. You can have all the belief, but never having activity to go along with that belief will get you nowhere. If others duplicate what you're doing, exactly what you're doing, would they be successful? So if you are going out and having sip and seeds, if you're going out and doing events, going to training events and stuff like that, will they be successful? If you're not doing those things, if you're not being consistent on your team pages, if you're not meeting with potentials, if you're not having trainings for your teams, if you're not sending a welcome email and a success plan to your new ambassadors who join you, are they going to do that? And are they going to be successful? So you really do have to lead by example to continue to have and grow a healthy team. We have to be leaders, and we have to set goals monthly. When you bring someone on board, ask them what are their goals and what are their why, and what their why is. That'll keep them focused and really help build their belief. Another thing, when they start, encourage them to make a list of the people who could benefit from the products, who could benefit from this business. If you see somebody who just loves people and you know they love people, contact them. When somebody joins, go ahead and set up a sip-and-see for them. I learned this phrase from Kelly Norman: I do, we do, you do. So basically, you have a sip-and-see for your new level 1. Then you have another sip-and-see and you do it together. We do. And then by the third time, they're ready to do it for their new people. So I think if you can create, that duplication process and keeping things simple, it's so easy to have and grow a healthy team. But, going back to plugging in and is really staying passionate. The more you plug in and the more you're around people who have common beliefs and common goals, it's going to keep you passionate. When your team sees you excited, they're going to be excited. They're going to feed off that excitement. But if your team sees you down and not being consistent and complaining or anything like that, then that's how they're going to be as well. They're going to lose the belief. Another thing is really helping people see that, yes, we all have the same hours in a day. We all do different things. Some of us work full-time jobs. Some of us are stay-at-home moms. But what it is how do you prioritize your day? For many, you work 7-8 hour days or more. I mean, I know I did. My first 8 months, I was a retail store manager. On a good week, I'd work 45 hours. On a bad week, I'd work 60 hours. And I was never off the clock. I was salaried, so I had to have my phone on me at all times. And it was difficult. It really was. Because not only was I trying to succeed with Plexus, but I had a job that no matter what time of day, I had to be available for them. And so just realizing that if I cut out 30 minutes a day of TV time, I could use those 30 minutes a day to help build my Plexus business, to post on Facebook, to follow up, to send a new email. Do you send emails daily? You might not, but I know for a fact that when I started, I was sending messages daily, and I still do. I still follow up with people. So if you can really sit down and prioritize your day, you'll see that even 20 or 30 minutes a day, you have time to make for Plexus. If you really do believe in it and believe that you can be successful. Another thing is building relationships and loving your team. When you do things with your team, have trainings with your team, attend events with your team, going to those events, it's going to create leaders. And for a lot of people, it's going to create those light bulb moments. And like that little light bulb above their head is going to go off. And, another thing is we all bring something different to the table. When you get one of those "you've got money" emails, reach out to those newbies that are in your downline. Introduce yourself. Send them a welcome email. Send them a message on Facebook after they get announced on your team page. Make them feel comfortable. They always want to go to their sponsor first, but make them feel comfortable to come to you as well, because we all have something different and unique to offer. And people learn differently from others. I know for a fact that, there's times that I've gone to Renee, Jennifer, Kara, even Suzanne, my fourth upline. And I feel like I've taken away something different from each one of them, and they all offer me something different. So building relationships is really key. Don't just build those relationships with your ones and twos. Reach further and just make them feel welcome and comfortable and excited to come to you about something. So go back to my little page of notes so I don't miss anything. But being consistent, being honest, being reliable, being available to your team, those are all things that are going to keep your team growing and keep healthy growth. I know that we all have lives, and being available 100% of the time is not, we have jobs, we have kids, we have ball games. But making yourself available, saying, this is the time you can reach me. If you can't reach me, feel free to contact my upline and see if they can help. So just, being available and creating availability for your new teammates or current teammates. And I liked the saying, build people in their beliefs so they go from believers to knowers. You can believe, and I'm a believer. I say I'm a believer. I'm a knower because I know these products work. I know this company has one of the most amazing compensation plans. I've seen it. None of the jewels are special. They're just common people. Watch one of the diamond documentaries. Watch several of them, and you'll just see how common everybody is. They're not anybody, special. You'll see all different kinds of walks of life, and so I really encourage you to really think about, envision your diamond documentary. Who will you have in your diamond documentary? Who are you going to be excited to ask to be there? Who provided you encouragement when you needed it most? Who was one of your very first rock stars on your team? I just really believe that if you believe it, then you're going to end up knowing it. And keep things simple for your team. You don't want to overcomplicate things. Setting goals, knowing your why, it'll keep your teammates working for something. It's going to be, have them write it down, but just keeping things really, really simple is the way this business works. One of the things I liked about it is that we don't have to have a bunch of parties. We don't have to have inventory on hand. Is it fun to go have a launch party for someone new on your team? Of course. It gets them excited. It creates belief in them. And it's getting their business started on the right track. And it's a learning opportunity for you, for them, and for the people there. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I got off. I skipped around a little bit. But okay. Whatever going on to belief, whatever you believe, you're projecting that to others. So if your belief is positive, you're going to project that positive belief onto others. But if your belief is negative or you're hesitant about something, like for instance, if your belief is that our products are too expensive, well, more than likely when you're talking to someone, you're going to come up with excuses for them as well. So you attract what you think. You know, for some people, it might be too much money, and they might have to save to start up. But no matter what, you always have to be a product of the product. You are not going to get anywhere in this business if you're not being a product of the product. Does that mean you have to use 3, 4, 5 different products? Absolutely not. But it does mean that you need to fall in love with one product and become passionate about it. Learn everything you can about it, and people will, you'll make believers out of people. Another thing is stop spending time on the ones you want it for, and focus on the ones who want it now. It's called lead the 20, love the 80. Lead the 20% of the people who come to you, who reach out to you, who are wanting to grow, who are wanting to do events on their own, who ask for your help, and who are positive daily, day in, day out. You know, and the other 80% you're going to love on. You're going to be there for them when they need you. But really, those 20%, you need to be focused on helping them. If they want it, you help them. So stop spinning your wheels on trying to make people want it. I learned that the really hard way. Another thing is teach yourself to do things you're not naturally good at. For me, okay, making videos. I'm not naturally good at making videos. And 2, I'm not good at speaking in public either. Those are 2 of like the things that I struggle with, my weaknesses in this business. But start small. If you are terrified to public speak, which I know many of you are, start small by having a small sip and see lunch date. It's 2 different potentials. Or creating a video on your team page. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be, but it's also going to show your team that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and that you're willing to do more to become successful and to grow. And I like it takes action to create motivation. Once the action starts flowing, the more motivated you're going to be. You're going to start seeing different results. Like I said before at the beginning, all of it might not happen overnight, but it will come in time. And then it becomes like a snowball effect. So does that mean we're not ever going to have days that we feel down? Well, of course not. We're going to have those days. But the more you stay active in this business, the more motivated you're going to be, and the more motivated you're going to be for your team as well. One of the final things that I want to talk about is, I know personally I looked at the jewels and thought I'd never make it there. But then when I did make it, I look and I'm like, you know what? We all started at the bottom. We all started with 0 ambassadors, 0 customers. But we built our business and we continued on even through the bad days. It's not all butterflies, rainbows, and unicorns along the way, but you learn how to move past and move on. Yeah, it's on. Sorry. But if they can do it, we can do it. There's no reason, there's no excuses behind why Jennifer and Kara can reach the top and we can't. They're common people, just like you and I. And, you know, like they've had more failures than us, but they've also done more to further their success than us as well. And so I just really feel like we all started at the same place and none of us are special. We just got to work hard, and our dreams have to be bigger than our excuses. And you just have to keep at it day in and day out. None of what I said is rocket science. It's probably all stuff I've said before, but the beauty of this in network marketing, it's one of the only businesses that's going to create wealth for you. You know, even my bachelor's degree from NTSU, I cannot make the kind of money that I am with Plexus, you know, elsewhere in my career field. So I really do believe that we have something special. People are looking for hope every day, and Plexus provides that. But you just have to believe it, and you have to know it, and you just gotta keep working hard at it each and every day. I hope this helps. I hope that you've learned something maybe from this, and I hope each one of you have a wonderful and blessed rest of the day. Thanks. See if I can turn it off. Okay, bye guys.